Okay, so I'm going to explain a little bit about groups and grouping in the SRS and enterprise context. Okay, um, of course, there's differences between SRS and enterprise, but fundamentally, I would say that SRS is like a simpler version of enterprise. Enterprise has a lot of features, so and think of SRS as like enterprise but having less features. Okay, um, but certain fundamentals are the same. Like for example, like how the groups work and all that. So I can't really dive too deep into detail, but I'm going to just give a very brief overview of how the groups work. Okay, so I'm just going to go to management. Okay, these are like common menus. Okay, that even you have in SRS. So I'm going to go to management. I'm going to go to grouping. Okay, and inside grouping, like if you create a new group, for example, right, you can just give a name and you can just select, like user and computer group together. Okay, so this is something like a hybrid. It's both for users and computers to group together. Okay, I already have one group over here that I created earlier called customer one. Okay, and it's called customer one. And if I go back to my management users tab again, okay, I have assigned two users, STPC1 and STPC2, to customer one group. So in the context of a MSP, right, when you have multiple customers that you are reselling that service to, right, or packaging that remote access service as part of your plan, what you do is that you create one group for each customer. Okay, and uh, of course you can create you can create the at least one admin user for them. Okay, at least one. Okay, in this case I got two users which I put into the group already. Okay, so it's just for demonstration purpose. And what I did was I converted PC2 STPC2 into a group admin role. Okay, so if you look at for example, like, okay, let's take a look at PC1 for example. If I click on PC1 and I click on role, change role, notice that my PC1 is just a normal member. Okay, so it's like something like a light blue color icon. Okay, if I go to STPC2, okay, and I click on change role, which I did earlier, you notice that it is darker blue with a tie icon. Okay, and I make sure that I set as group specific admin. Okay, now you have to be careful about this admin thing, because if you do not check this box for group specific admin, what happens is that this admin will become a regular admin, which means that he has almost the same amount of power and rights as your owner account. Okay, and that's very dangerous. Okay, so yeah, just be careful about this. Make sure that when you assign the user as group specified admin, make sure you tick this box. Okay, make sure you check this box carefully. Okay, and make sure that this user is the group admin of that specified group for that customer. Okay, in this case this is customer one. Okay, so instead of departments, you can treat each group as different customers: customer one, customer two, customer three. You just name it after them, whatever your name. Okay, and after you're done, you just save it. Okay, so basically this is all that I do. Okay, I've just assigned, let's say, at least one user. Okay, minimum one user. And okay, I won't go through the process of inviting users and all that, because that one is a little bit it's not difficult to understand, but it's long, as in you have to go through a few steps before the user can be registered and all that. So so I'm not going to go through those steps. Those are quite straightforward. You can read it from online. But I'm just going to log out first. Okay, because right now I'm logging as owner account, right? So I'm going to log out as the owner. Okay, and I'm going to log in as STPC2. Okay, STPC2 that which I earlier assigned as a group admin. Okay, okay. So when I log in as STPC2, before I do anything else, you notice that it's almost the same, right? The layout is almost same as your main admin, the main owner account. However, if I go to users, okay, notice that there's only one group under the user list. Okay, for example, like this will be my customer name. Okay, the customer's company name. So they don't have any other members inside. Okay, or rather, to be like by default, it'll be just like one group admin by itself. Okay, so right now I'm signing as STPC2, which is this one. Okay, and STPC2 is a group admin. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to go to, let's say, computers. Okay, or rather, okay, I shouldn't be doing it from here, or if I want, I can also do it from here if I want to. Okay, or I can go to deployment. Okay, yeah, so under my group admin, I don't have a deployment package yet, so I can actually create one new deployment package. So let's say, for example, let's say I just call it customer one. Let's say this is the name of the customer's company. Okay, um, um, customer one. Yeah, that's something like this. Okay, maybe I can set it to take on the name as well, or maybe like use current company name. Okay, something like this. Okay, and let's say yeah, the grouping is just customer one only. That's all, and I don't need to assign anything. Okay, so these are all like, okay, all these are all the default. Okay, I can uncheck the require Mac or Windows login if you don't want to. Okay, um, yeah, I don't need to turn on anything at all, and I can just save this package. Okay, so let's say I already have this package. Okay, I can go and click on deploy, and I can download the package. Okay, let's say I take the exe file for Windows. Okay, and it's downloading the exe file for me. Okay, this goes to my download folder, by the way. Okay, so I got the installer file, the streamer, um, and let me open up my VM. This is my VM, by the way. Okay, um, yeah, actually I can just kind of minimize this. So this is my VM. Okay, and what I do is that I'm going to install a streamer. Okay, into this VM. So let's say I just copy in my. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, I just copy my streamer into the VM. Okay, so just treat this as if treat this VM as if this is one of the customer's computers. Okay, and they're going to install it. Okay, so right now the streamer is installed. Okay, and is logging into the account. Okay, and I just click on confirm. Yes. Okay, so notice how that this is pointed to my main account itself, right? This means that it's associated with my main account. Um, Now let's just minimize this VM and let's go back to the web UI. Okay, under computers. Okay, again, this is me logged in as STPC2. Okay, and you notice that STPC2 suddenly has this computer over here, SRS demo, which is the name of my VM. Okay, so what happens next is that I need to go to users. Okay, I need to click on this. I need to go to the group. Okay, and what I need to do is I need to assign because don't forget that each of this group is actually like one customer each, right? And it is a very flat group. It's basically just very, very flat. So there's no, for the customer, it's just based on the company that they have, company name. The group is a company name, right? There is no further subdivision. That means they cannot go all the way down to the company name and then their own finance department, accounts department, engineering department. They don't have all these kind of things. It's just flat one group. Okay. So of course I'm logged in as STBC2. I'm the group admin. Okay. So what I can do is I can start assigning access, okay, to yeah, I can give access. So for example, let's say I give myself access, okay, okay, which I already have. So let's say I want to give access to this computer, okay, the one that you saw, the SRS demo, and I give it to my member, okay, I just access permission, okay, and see, STPC1 doesn't have any access to computers, but I can force him to have access to the computers like that, and I save it, okay. Yeah, so that's basically about giving access to the users, okay. So so there is the main there's the main what do you call that, there was the main UI that you log in as, and from there you can create the different groups, and then you can assign each of the I mean, you can actually assign the user, which is your customers, okay, the admin role, okay. Of course, in order to do that, you need to invite them first, okay. Once you invite them, then you can put them into the groups accordingly. Then you can assign them the admin role, okay, sorry, the group admin role. Then they can log in as themselves, and they can see things like that. Yeah, so we don't really have what they will call a very we don't have a very segmented or segregated kind of multi-tenancy, you know. Yeah, we don't have something like this, but we don't have multi-tenancy, but we do have multi-admin. We are able to actually create multiple admins. That means different customers will be different groups, and each group will have their own administrator, okay, that's special to a group. They cannot see anyone else, they cannot touch anyone else, you know? It's just only their own group. They can only touch computers and users within their groups, okay. Yeah, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so I will give access to STPC1 as well as by default the group admin will also have access to whatever computers that belongs to this group, okay. So computers is seen from here, okay. The SRS demo is installed, okay. Okay, so let me go back to my desktop. Sorry, my desktop is a little bit messy. Let me try to hide all those icons. Okay, I have this SBA. This is the Splashtop Business Access Client, okay, or we call it the Business Access Client for short, okay, or just call it client now, you know. So I'm going to sign in as let's say STPC1, which is the user that I gave access to earlier, okay. I have to use the email address, which is st-pc1@yandex.com, okay. And I'm not sure if I can remember the password because this has been a long time since I used this user. Oh yes, okay. And this user has a 2FA as well, so I need to turn on 2FA. So just give me a moment. Okay. Okay, and I'm logged in as STPC1. Okay. Now you notice that okay, just ignore the Win10 Pro because this was a permission that I set previously that I gave to STPC1 on the main admin level, okay. So just ignore this one. The one I'm looking at is SRS demo, okay. So if I connect to SRS demo, okay, I will be able to sign in to this virtual machine over here. So just take the virtual machine as the as the user's desktop, okay, your customer's desktop that they are going to see. So this, so that's basically me connecting remotely, you know, using a STPC1 to connect into the to connect into the machine, okay. And it actually prompts me to say that I have some what do you call that, sleep mode being turned on. Okay, so probably have to make sure that I disable sleep mode, you know, things like that. Okay. So that's basically how it works. So if you have any questions so far about the groupings and how to use it and things like that, the best way to get a feel of this is to use the demo. I'm not sure. I think you guys have the demo already, but if you do not have the demo, let me know, and I can create one for you. So the best way to learn about this is to just have a demo and create your groups. Okay, as in for your so-called your customers, dummy groups actually. Groups which are not real, you know, and then create maybe a few accounts and put them into groups, and then just play around with it, and you will, you know, after a while you understand how it works. It's quite straightforward and quite simple. If you have any questions, you can just feel free to WhatsApp me or call me or anything, okay. So I think that's all. So thank you for your time.